Failure. Failure. It's something that we all dread. Nobody wants to fail. No one wants to feel like they are a failure. But it's very important to figure out, if you are failing, why. I've already established in the first video on this channel that I am a failure. But the important thing is that I've spent the last 4 years figuring out why I'm a failure. So why have I failed at life, and why did I not achieve everything that I wanted to achieve from the first 950 challenge? So this is going to be a rough overview of failure, why people fail, and how I'm not going to fail in the future. There will be a no doubtably more detailed, comprehensive and graphically enhanced version of this on the main channel, but this is just going to be like a conversational thing as to why I failed and how I'm not going to in the future. So the first thing is that there are four separate issues, or no, factors. There are four separate factors that you need to understand to not be a failure at life. The first one is quite eye-opening, is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now I'm going to slide across and I'll just show what Maslow's hierarchy of needs is here. But basically the reason that I failed the 950 challenge was I wasn't meeting... Wait, which way am I going to slide over? I'm going to slide over this way. I wasn't meeting the physiological needs. Just in case you're wondering, I've got it all here on my phone, right? So I wasn't reaching the physiological needs. So we've got air, water, food, shelter, sleeping, clothing, and reproduction. So I've got air. I'm obviously breathing. I had enough water. I had enough food. Got shelter. Sleeping was the main thing. Was the main issue. Clothing's fine. There are no kids around. I haven't been reproducing. So 2 out of the 7 I was failing in, but sleep was the main thing. So let me just quickly explain sleep deprivation. I'm going to pop up the Wikipedia page here of sleep deprivation so you can clearly read what's going on this page, right? Now with sleep deprivation, things become blurred. You start to lose your memory, your short-term memory gets affected, your comprehension starts getting affected, and the way that your thoughts flow from one to another start getting disrupted. So sleep deprivation, I'll pop up a definition of it here as well. That has been hindering me for the last couple of years. Ever since we went into COVID, people started putting their office buildings all out here, their office buildings, their restaurants, into like some sort of standby mode or whatever. Like everyone was in lockdown, so no one could go into work. So all their aircon systems were all going into some standby mode, and it caused so much torturous noise that I couldn't sleep because we were in lockdown. We're locked down in this apartment that the rooms are one next to the other, so it's bedroom, lounge, bedroom. There's no escape from the noise coming in and like hitting you through these windows. So here's an example of the noise that I had to tolerate. Okay, so horrible noise. And that basically meant that I couldn't sleep at night. I was getting 1 to 2 hours sleep a night every night for a year plus. So it's impossible to function. It's impossible to do anything. So I couldn't even move up to number 2, which is safety needs, personal security, employment. Couldn't get employed. Resources, couldn't gather resources. Health, couldn't improve my health. Property, couldn't buy property because I couldn't get employed to get resources to buy property. Do you see what I mean? So this really hindered my progress up this ladder. Friendship, as less and less friends every year. Family, estranged. Sense of connection, we're all in lockdown. I became less and less connected from anyone. And and so you can't even, and then that's love and belonging, esteem, and then self-actualization. Esteem is gaining respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, and freedom. Don't have much of that. And obviously self-actualization, we've got here, desire to become the most that one can be. Well, I had the desire, but I just didn't have everything else on the hierarchy. So that was the problem. Now, if you can comfortably achieve 6 of the physiological needs, so reproduction, we don't have to count that yet. Reproduction can come later on the list. But if you're getting air, water, food, shelter, good quality sleep, and you've got clothes on your back, then you can start to move up to the safety needs. So that's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So the reason I failed when it came to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, when it came to the obstacles hindering me from moving forward in my life, the noise issue and the lockdown and not being able to sleep, etc., I didn't have the resources to move, and I wasn't prepared for the worst. So these 3 factors, if I had the knowledge of these 3 factors in place when it came to the obstacles getting in my way, I would have been able to overcome them and succeed in life. So the first one is eating poison berries. The second one, just got to check my computer, is desire confusion. And the third one is the reason. So these are the 3 that I'm just going to quickly cover now. Like I said, I'm going to go into more detail on these. But basically, eating poison berries, this is a very important one. I think this is why a lot of people are failing right now. A lot of people are finding or gaining guidance from the wrong people at the moment. Eating poison berries. So, picture this. I'm going to move over again. We're going to look over this side. Picture this. Your great-grandparents, you had 8 great-grandparents, 4 grandparents, 2 parents. Okay, so that's 14 people. That's 14 people's guidance that could have filtered down into you. If you have that kind of guidance filtering into you, you've got a very high chance of succeeding in life. Think about the hunter-gatherers, right? The hunter-gatherers back, thousands of years ago, and in still some indigenous communities around the world. You're traveling through the forest of life. Every situation you come up against is a new bush full of berries. Now, are those berries poisonous? Do you eat those berries? If you've got guidance from your great-grandparents, your grandparents, your parents, you're going to know whether eating those berries is going to poison you, is going to make you suffer, and is going to hinder you in your life. Or you're going to know if they're delicious berries because they've already got the experience. Yes, eat those. That's a good decision. That's a good choice. Eat those. They're going to build your strength and you're going to be able to move on. Let's put it this way. You cut that tie, right? You cut down here. You have no guidance from your parents, your grandparents, or your great-grandparents. This is decades of people's experience, lessons learned, mistakes made. They've moved on, and like even your great-grandparents, grandparents, so on and so forth, right? This is what could be 100 years worth of knowledge, guidance, financial guidance, relationship guidance, social guidance, career guidance, how to buy houses, how to, navigate the world. All vital knowledge right here that should be passed down to you. But if you cut this, which is what happened to me, you cut this and it's just you on your own, left in the woods, eating poison berries, just coming up against bush. You're finding bush, all full of berries. Do I eat them? Don't I eat them? Well, I'm hungry. I need to try and move forward. Like, I need to gain the energy. So you're just eating berries, you're just making decisions, hoping they're going to be the right decisions. I've been eating poisonous berries my entire life. I've had no guidance teaching me how to navigate through the forest of life, build shelter, make a fire, eat the right berries. So that is one reason. Every decision every major decision you come up against, if you don't have anyone there to say, hang on a sec, I'm going to look at your situation from an outside point of view and give you a good balanced overview based on decades of experience, based on someone else's decades of experience and guidance as well. You know, if you're coming up against all these decisions, career decisions, relationship decisions, whatever, and you just, I don't know, I'll just do that because I don't know what works, okay? And you're going to fail. Most of the time you're going to fail unless you're kind of lucky. So, eating poison berries, that's one issue that I've had my entire life. Number 2 is desire confusion. Desire confusion is one of the reasons why I didn't succeed in the 950 challenge, and why I think a lot of people don't desire in life as well. Let me put it this way. I want to lose weight is the most pointless thing that anyone can say, is the most pointless desire that anyone can have. Why do you need to be lighter? You don't want to lose weight. You want to reduce body fat. So they're two different things. And 2, reducing your body fat is a consequence of an actual desire. So if you want to have a body like an athlete, you need to become an athlete. Does that make sense? If you want to become thinner by losing body fat, you have to do an activity that will get you fitter, get you in shape, and lose that body fat as a consequence. If you train to run a marathon, I guarantee you're going to reduce your body fat. You're going to, because you're running so much, you're burning so many calories, you're getting fitter, that your body is going to require more and more calories, that you end up reducing your body fat. Will you be lighter? Maybe. But if you start doing weights, you might put that weight back on. If you start building muscle, and you won't be you won't weigh less than you did before, but you will look fitter. That's why I say losing weight, forget it. Don't say that anymore. It's stupid. Just say reduce your body fat and or build muscle. They're the only two you want to do, and get fitter. So yeah, I've had consequential desires my entire life, and I didn't have actual desires. So my 950 challenge was, I want to become the ultimate me, which is still a fantastic consequential desire, but I didn't have the guidance. I've been eating poison berries all this time, and I didn't have the guidance to tell me, well, actually, you don't want to get wealthy, you don't want to get healthy, you want to build a business. You want to build a business that generates X amount of income every day, and you want to build this specific type of business. And if you do that, as a consequence of putting out a lot of content and maybe building, my YouTube channel, this channel, my other channel, I would make more money through ad revenue, etc., then I would subsequently, as a consequence of that, become wealthy. If I was to train as an athlete, if I was to try, let's just say, what example? I've already used marathon, but if I was to have specific fitness goals, set out, not goals, desires. If I was to set out specific fitness desires, like I want to be able to do 150 pull-ups in a row. Okay, that's one. I want to be able to run 10 kilometers in under 40 minutes. These are actual desires that I currently have. If I'd set out those goals, by achieving those goals, I would have subsequently become stronger and faster, and therefore lost my belly fat and been healthier. Also by reducing my calorie intake and eating a more nutritious diet. So the goal there would be, it's not to eat a more nutritious diet, it's to learn how to cook nutritious food, or to specifically learn recipes for nutritious meals. See what I mean? So because I didn't have actual desires in place prior to the 950 challenge, or when I started the 950 challenge, I hadn't gone, okay, I need to make X amount of money per day by building X business or doing X thing that generates income. And because I hadn't done that, because I didn't know that, I didn't have any money when it came to lockdown to be able to move out. So I ended up having to take out all my retirement funds, spend all my savings on rent, food, and debt repayments, to the point where I now am flat broke, and I haven't been able to escape the noise. I haven't been able to move because it is quite expensive to move house. You have to put down your deposit, and you have to get removal people in, etc. So that's number 2. That is desire confusion. You have to have actual desires, not consequential desires. The consequential desire, it's fine to have consequential desires, like a shopping list in life. You want to travel the world and have a big nice house and look a certain way, etc. But they are all consequences of specific actions that you need to take. I've learnt this, you've now learnt this. Hopefully this helps you in the future. Now we get on to the last one, and that is the reason. The reason. I didn't have the reason. What is the reason? The reason you get out of bed in the morning. What is the reason you get out of bed in the morning? Otherwise known as your purpose. What is your purpose in life? If you don't know your purpose in life, then you should probably try and figure one out, because I feel that there are a lot of lost people. There are a lot of people that have no direction, who are feeling depressed, stressed, anxious, like I am. They're feeling really lost. They're being influenced by, again, the wrong people, because they haven't thought what their purpose in life is. If you decide what your purpose in life is, okay, here's the desert analogy. I'm just going to put it out there quickly, a brief rundown of it. Life is like being lost in a desert, but the only way out of the desert is by reaching a tower in the distance. That's your purpose. Okay? Otherwise, if you don't know where that tower is, and under that tower is everything you need to thrive, is all your consequential desires are at the base of that tower. All the food, the shelter, everything on Maslow's hierarchy of needs is all under that tower in the distance in the desert. If you don't know what that tower is your purpose. If you don't know what that tower is, you're going to be wandering around the desert, getting lost, not going anywhere, not advancing, just feeling desperate your entire life. And that is what a lot of people are suffering from now. And that is why a lot of people are leaning towards the wrong influences, who are feeding them full of BS and taking all their money, because people don't know that you need, 1, to not be eating poison berries, 2, to have actual desires, and 3, to know your purpose in life, so that you know what direction you're moving in. If I'd done that at the beginning of my 950 challenge, if I'd actually had a purpose every single day and been obsessed with that purpose, got out of bed going, right, today I'm gonna do this is my purpose. Think Elon Musk, right? I know some people hate him, some people love him, whatever. His purpose has been to get 1 million people to live on Mars, to settle on Mars, right? That's been his purpose. Yes, he started off quite rich, whatever, but he became the richest man in the world. There are other very rich people around, but he became the richest man in the world. He built Tesla, SpaceX. He's now got the Artemis mission going to the moon, combined with NASA. He's done that because he knows his purpose. Every single day he gets out of bed, and his purpose is to get 1 million people to Mars. And if you have that purpose, it doesn't have to be the same purpose. It can be, and it doesn't have to be your life's purpose. Here's the other confusion. Don't put the pressure on yourself going, well, I don't know what my life's purpose is. What is your purpose over the next 950 days? What is your purpose? Do a 950 challenge. What is your purpose for the next 950 days? What is your purpose for the next 5 years or 10 years? Is it to be, I don't know, like it might be, you love cats, right? You love cats and you want to build a local cat shelter. Your purpose is to find the funding and build a local cat shelter. That might be why you get out of bed every single day, cat, dog, shelter, whatever it might be. And you dedicate your life to raising the money, finding the land, building the shelter, and finding the animals, getting the vets in, and you build this thing. This is why people succeed, because they know their specific purpose in life. So it doesn't have to be like getting 1 million people to Mars. It doesn't have to be building a dog shelter or cat shelter. Your purpose could be the best at your current job or your current industry, or work your way to the top. That is your focused, dedicated purpose. And again, it doesn't have to be a lifelong purpose. It can be for 5 years, 10 years, and your purpose will change as you change and grow as a person. But there we go. There's my rant over. Those are the reasons. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I've been eating too many poison berries my entire life. I've had desire confusion, which is no more, and I didn't know my purpose. But the one thing I do need to say is that I've developed the tools even though I haven't been able to sleep, my purpose has been to figure out why I failed, and these are the reasons why I failed. So I've developed the 950 challenge to have tools in place that if you don't have any guidance, then it doesn't matter. The 950 challenge will help guide you. So if you've been eating poison berries your entire life, this will help you stay on track, and these tools will help you figure out what hopefully the best decision will be in whatever scenario you come up with. It's very hard to get this down, get this correct, because life is so complex. There are so many different choices that people need to make. But hopefully using tools that I've developed, people will be able to, figure out ways around not having that guidance in life, figure out what their actual desires are, and figure out their purpose. So there we go. That's why I failed at the 950 challenge. That's why I failed at life up till now. And that now I know these factors, that's why I'm not going to fail in the future. So this is why I failed at life. It's a long one, 25 minutes. Sorry about that. But yeah, there will be a more precise version of this going up on the Get It Done channel. So hopefully that will help a lot more people out. But like I said, I just need to get this done. And I've got to make one more video today, or maybe two more. And we're starting the 950 challenge starts tomorrow. The proper one, where I am going to become the best version of me. Health, wealth, skills, knowledge, and mindset. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.